What's going on, guys? My name is Unfazed. For those of you that do not know me, I'm a Battlefield 3 streamer, and like everybody else, I have been dealing with constant DDoS attacks and GUID spoofing attacks. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what you can do to mitigate it and how they're getting your information. How they're getting your information is actually through this site that I'm on here right now. It's ACI, Anti-Cheat Inc. It's a site kind of like PB Bands, and it has a history tool that allows you to search any player's name. So that could be X Factor, Level Cap, Nix, Widgety Bear, you name it, you can search it. So I have myself pulled up here right now under just a random account that I've made called testing. So what does it give you? It gives you player name, gives you GUID, so they can copy that and use it in their little GUID spoof tool to boot you offline. Gives you the latest IP. That IP updates within seconds of you connecting to an ACI streaming server. You connect, you hit refresh on this, it's going to immediately update your IP. So they have your most updated IP if you're on an ACI streaming server. It also gives them the last server that you were connected to and the last seen time. The amount of servers that currently stream to ACI is right here. It is ugly, it is long, and currently there is not much we can do about it. Best way to stay out of an ACI streaming server is to look up a name in Battlelog and search it on this site. That is a long process. Hopefully somebody compiles a list of servers that are not ACI streaming. One group of servers I know specifically myself because I know the server owner is SOC. They do not stream to ACI anymore because of this problem. So let's say they have your IP, they are DDoSing you. What can you do? Well, you need to change your IP. To do that, it's going to kind of vary on ISP, but I will show you one that seems to work for most people. This is mostly cable providers that assign IPs based on MAC address. Now, most ISPs will not tell you this, but you can change your IP if you change your MAC address. So if you're using a router, you will go into your router configuration and find something that calls MAC address clone or MAC clone. So this is Cisco. This is what it looks like. It has just 12 zeros. If you hit that clone my PC's MAC, it'll actually pull the MAC address from the network card in your PC and display it there. If that's the case, you can change it. You can alter it. It doesn't matter what you alter, number, letter, just alter it and hit save settings and then power cycle your modem. What I mean by that is unplug it, wait 10 seconds, plug it back in. Hopefully it'll reassign your IP when you come back in. So that's a Cisco. Like I said, this is a Linksys. You hit the clone button, it'll do the same thing. You alter it and you power cycle. If you're going straight into your network card from your modem in the back of your PC, then you can do this. You go into control panel, go into your network and internet, go to network and sharing center, adapter settings, right click the adapter that you need. I'll bring this up if you're using, if your motherboard has Intel Gigabit. Hit configure. Go over to advanced, go down to locally administered address. Now this will probably be blank for you when you first start, so open up command, type get MAC, and most of you are only going to have one. It doesn't really matter, just use one of those MACs. You can type it in and alter it by one each time you need. Don't use the same one because it'll give you the same IP as you had. So you could change that to 2 or 3, or you could change one of these letters as long as it's 12 characters long, and then hit OK. I'm going to hit cancel because I don't want to change my IP right now. And then power cycle your modem. Now, when you get back in, you've got a couple different options, especially if they're actively searching out your IP. The first one is, like I said, stay out of ACI streaming servers so they cannot get your most recent IP. If you want to tempt fate, then prepare to be changing your IP multiple times, because I've done that and I've had to change my IP 5 or 6 times within the period of an hour because the guy just will not relent. Another option is to get a VPN and use that. The reason why VPNs kind of help is because it's usually quicker to change your VPN server than it is to completely change your IP. The issue with that is you have to deal with latency issues because you have to route all your traffic through the VPN, and unless there's a lot of servers close to you, you're going to deal with latency. So that's a choice you have to make. If you are going to go VPN route, look for OpenVPN. You cannot use PPTP and L2TP. Those are not UDP. Those are TCP. When you game, it is UDP packets. So you need to look for OpenVPN if that's your what you're going to use. Don't use strong VPN provider because they actually suspend accounts. They get DDoSed, and that kind of defeats the whole purpose. So I've had that issue already. Hopefully this has helped a little bit. When it comes to GUID attacks, There is not much you can do. Once you've connected to any ACI streaming server, that is basically in their log forever. And anytime somebody searches your name, it's going to pop up there with your GUID, and they can just copy that. That doesn't change. So unless you have an account that's never played in an ACI server, they're going to have that. One of the things you can do is either play in a server where you know the admins and they're watching, or you can play in a server that apparently has a new plugin that watches for null GUIDs. Now, I don't know of any servers currently that use this. I've only heard this. It's rumored that the plugin watches for a null GUID, and when it sees it, it automatically boots the guy. So they're actually booted before you are. Like I said, that's something for server owners to look into. If it is true, that's great, and hopefully more people implement it. But the main thing here is to mitigate the DDoS, because that's what's pulling your stream right offline and sucks the worst. Hopefully this has helped you guys out a little bit. Like I said, I have dealt with this days and days and days. They also attack my TeamSpeak, so I have to change that IP. It's really annoying, but there's not much we can do. We can only try to prevent the problem. So hopefully this has helped a bit, guys. Happy streaming.